Yeah, she's a good for that. All right. So for the official recording of the Tree of Life Sanctuary's summer solstice gathering today. Today is June 20th, 2026. I'm Laura Abernathy, and we have Paula here virtually with us, and we have several others who you will meet as we are circling around and sharing. I just want to say welcome and thank you for watching the recording. We hope you get something from this. And if you have any questions, just email info@treeoflifesanctuary.org. Okay, well now we've taken care of a whole bunch of stuff while we were waiting to get the tech going right. I just want to first of all mention that one of the key things that is really important to share right now is we have a new library manager. Yes, Sam Abbott. Yes.
Yay!
So will you say, whatever you want to say to us here and those that will be watching the recording?
Absolutely. So, first and foremost, I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me and for everyone for being so welcoming, for me coming in and supportive, especially with Jan and Marcia, helping me kind of get acclimated. And I really appreciated it. It's been a very smooth transition, everything considered, and I'm incredibly excited for the library and what's to come. And I think that, um, everything's starting to fall into place, and I think that it's going to be great.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Well, thank you for coming from so far away to be here. Nice.
Iowa.
She has fortitude. Because she had to talk to me for about 15 or 20 minutes before the meeting and she didn't cave or anything.
Wow.
Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome. Yes.
Nice to get to know you a bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's really exciting. It's really exciting. So, why are we here? Why does the Tree of Life Sanctuary do this? Why do we offer this? And one of the key things that is in that explanation is that the seasons reflect both the inner part of who we are as humans and the outer part of who we are on planet Earth. So there's handouts that are available for those of you watching the recording. You just request them and we'd be happy to give them to you. And those of you here already have this, and you may or may not want a new version of it. It's not an update version. If you want one now, just let me know. Does anybody want a copy?
I just like one for this meeting.
Yeah. I'm going to. Okay.
You want one, John? Bring my book, or my book, I'm just gonna pass.
You want one for reference, Jesse? And for you. Stan, did you want one for reference?
Nothing.
Okay.
Or to have it memorized.
Yes. I know you do.
20 years.
That's a little plenty of time. Yeah, you can read it in your sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the messages of the seasons is what we call it. And the key thing is that, like I had mentioned, that the seasons have an outer message and an inner message. And this handout is more of the outer information. There's different ways of looking at each season in terms of perspectives. Of course, each one has, it's either an equinox or a solstice in terms of the science of it. But there's an essence or a theme for each season. And the best way to describe it is shown here. For spring, it's plant. For summer, it's grow. for fall, it's release, and for winter, it's reabsorb. And the last time we met for the spring equinox gathering, we created the blossoming vision vow. So as we talked about before the recording started, it's an opportunity for us to give energy to everybody and their vision for their life upcoming throughout this year. And then summer, where we're at now, solstice actually happens just past midnight tonight to tomorrow.
Mhm.
And in the Pacific time anyway. And the theme for summer is growing. And if you think about the essence of summer and the concept of growth, that's obvious pretty much wherever you are in the Northern Hemisphere. I mean, spring pretty much produced all of the beauty, the flowers, and the strong structure for things to grow from. And now the blossoms, a lot of them most of them are gone, and they're starting to produce some fruit. And different plants produce different kinds of fruits. They have a different look, just like humans. We're all different. And so what is going on in the summer is that fruit becomes shaped into its authentic self. And whatever style of tomato it's going to be, it's still a tomato. And the purpose of that tomato is going to just continue to ripen within it and ripen until it fulfills its purpose or has the opportunity to offer its purpose when it's ripe and it's harvested and picked and eaten by somebody who will absorb the energy of that creation. So metaphorically, that's what's happening inside of us with who we are as souls having a human experience. So if we were to take the seasons and look at them from the inner aspect of life, we could call that the cycles of change. The cycle of change, which has different phases, which are associated with the seasons. And for summer, again, with grow, if you were to look at, I'll pass this around for those of you who may not have ever seen it before. Anybody want a reference?
Sure. You have one, John?
Yeah.
The way that this inner life of the human being can look is if you imagine the example of playing a card game. And so the first part of a card game is the shuffle. It's where whatever game you were playing before, you throw everything in and you start over again by shuffling the deck. And that is associated actually with winter. And then the next thing is the deal phase. You're going to deal whatever game first way. If you're in the deal phase, you're figuring out what game you want to play, and who do you want to play with. That's spring. So we are in the next phase of summer, which is called play the hand, and that's where you have you're doing the game. You've dealt the cards out to the people you want to play with. You've laid the landscape. And you play the game. And that's where we're at right now. That's where we're at. We're playing the game. We have a new player. We decided we wanted Sam to be part of our game now. We dealt Sam in.
I love cards. So
That's great. So, and by the way, when I say amen with enthusiasm, I hope I'm not being
Evangelistic.
I'm not being that. I just want to be offensive because,
in a colloquial way.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So that's where we're at right now. And so that's the inner essence of what summer is about. And so that's just a sort of a quickie overview of what the energy is that we're looking at today. So let me just open the floor to whoever would like to share about what they put on the bow at the spring equinox or somewhere before today. And maybe it's been percolating inside of you, but it's just not on the bow yet. That's still qualifies, okay? So what would you say about what is the state of the game, the hand that you dealt for your life this year? How is it going?
I'd be delighted to speak about that.
Yes.
And so just this image on the bow was actually created the year before. It was kind of all of the remnants or didn't make it to the front page of last year's vision collage. But when I looked at it, it's like, that's the essence of what I want. And I wrote some stuff on the back as well with the idea, well, I'll add some more to it. Which I have not done yet. I mean, there was a few images that are kind of in my internal consciousness that will probably stay in my internal consciousness. But what I wrote on the back was that I would be creating consciously in relationship with others, and it would be what's best for each of us is what's going to come together. And it's really, I think, what you were speaking to in terms of, that power of agreement.
Yeah.
And with that, there's also kind of like a wonder and curiosity of what will show up. And since placing that on the bow, I went off to a retreat in Ashland, Oregon, the beginning of the month with a group of people that I've met in person and online. We're oriented towards spirituality and health and wellness. It's based on the City Beta, the very old ancient healing principles. And what was so cool about this retreat is that we started off without an agenda to speak of.
Yeah.
Here's what we're going to do in the opening session. It was a lovely sound bath created by a group of people led by Lawrence Katz, who's the figurehead in Ashland, and including Gary Zukov dropping in to speak with us.
That's great.
Because he'd come 2 years before. And then from there, then we knew when our meals were. From there, it was like, okay, folks, what do you want to experience? And people wrote down what they wanted, and people talked about what they would contribute. And it just flowed from there. And there was this lovely energy of love and agreement, and it was incredible. One of the other things that was set in stone, so to speak, was on Wednesday we drove up to Mount Shasta.
Oh,
And that was one of the key pieces that had me say, I'm going to this retreat this year because I do want to go to Shasta again. It was a wonderful experience. And what I knew making the decision to go, that I'd have to figure out how to get there and where I was going to stay. And I kind of referenced, I really wanted the outdoor experience of staying and camping at the conference center like I did last time, 2 years ago. Except for my old van needs some front end work. It was going to cost me as much as I paid for it 7 years ago to get the front end fixed up. Like, no. And I've been sitting on the fence with, what am I going to do with 3 vehicles? One, the motorcycle I'm definitely keeping, but a 4-door sedan and a van. Like, do I need 2 vehicles? Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to the retreat. Both the van and the car needed work. Like, okay, I want the outdoor experience. So I thought, I'll rent an SUV. Now I'll definitely have a way to get there. So that you get that all lined up. It's like, I'm going, and I paid for my meals, paid for the conference. And then about a week and a half before I left, I thought, I'm just going to start poking around and looking for another car. I know I want an SUV.
Yeah.
So that, big enough that I can sleep in the back to replace what the van provided me. I had a new vehicle in 3 days. Thanks to, the very helpful salespeople at Hyundai.
Oh, wow, that's so great.
They took my old Elantra. They didn't give me much for it, but they took it. It's like, okay, one less vehicle to figure out. I now have a brand new red Tucson. It's sitting out there. And I said, I don't need to own it. I'll lease it for
Yeah.
3 years. So the
Yeah.
monthly payments are within reach
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
And after I stop working next year.
Yeah,
So that's what and it's a hybrid.
yeah,
Yeah.
excellent.
Like way low on gas. It's just like the perfect, because that was the other thing. Do I put money into that van? Because
Yeah.
it costs a lot of money to fill up and
Yeah, it does.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I did not put new car on there. It is one of those things that's just been sitting in the background. What am I going to do with this? And it's
Yeah.
like, there you go. Bang.
That's so
It was
awesome.
time.
I love it.
Yeah, as my daughter shared a phrase that she's going to be moving next weekend. I've run out of fence to sit on. Yeah, she was waiting for an eviction notice before she could make the move because there's a redevelopment thing going on. But it's just like,
Yeah,
there just comes a time when so what this is showing me and working with the Tree of Life Sanctuary through this project
yes.
demonstrated over and over and over again how when there's that group alignment, oh man, rough things do come to pass.
Yes, yeah.
And it's like watching that play out in action. And it's like I'm deepening my experience of that and
Great.
delighted in it.
So happy to hear
Yeah,
all that.
thank you. So what's next?
Oh,
And what I also would want to say, I love the juvenile, playful energy of summer.
oh, yes.
That's me.
Yes.
My birthday's
Yes.
next week. Okay,
Yeah.
I waited till summer to be born.
Uh,
Yes, I'll be out,
Yeah.
dancing in the parks and
Yeah.
getting out
There
to
you
play and yeah. Tomorrow, my goal is to make it over to Mazama and back on the motorcycle
Oh,
on the brand new Highway 20.
yes.
Yeah.
All the way.
Have
fun.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yep.
Thank you, Lynn,
You're
for
welcome.
sharing that. That's such a wonderfully inspiring story. So validating. Oh, God. Okay, so who's next? Who wants to share? John has that eagerness look.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. 'Cause
okay,
You gotta be careful what you ask for.
that's true.
And when you sign up in a group and you're in a community and you say things like, I wanna produce materials that are aligned with creating consciousness.
Yes.
And basically, your life is about watching daytime TV. Because, I don't do a lot with my life anymore. I'm old. Sure, that was
Yeah, right. We all are, Jan.
right, Paula?
Thank you very much.
Anyhow, all of a sudden, I get the 911 that we're supposed to do something on a thing called Substack.
Hmm?
And do you know what Substack is?
Yeah.
Well, I don't.
You've been practicing.
Tell us what it is
I
now.
have no idea what it is. Don't ask me. But somehow I'm supposed to produce stuff and I was videotaping and I was writing and I was sending it off and somebody was saying, we put it on Substack. Okay, great. I don't know what that means.
Can
But
someone tell us? Cause I don't know what Substack is either.
Jesse is our on the promotion team.
It's an online platform. People contribute articles, content. It's huge. I mean, journalists use it, thought leaders use it. It's become one of the most popular repositories of content that's outside of mainstream news. So it's all kinds of really interesting news. So
And so is Substack, I know there's Substack with some political stations.
Yeah.
Is it all the same way to access?
Yep.
Yes.
So wait a
And how do you access it?
The internet? I get emails from, oh gosh, I subscribed to like 4 at one time. Some, different people's Substack.
He set up a free account.
Okay, so then I get an email from somebody, maybe once every, some of those are once a day.
Yeah.
They're very.
And the email links you to the article, the new article.
Yeah, yeah,
And if you Substack comes up as another email,
Yeah.
so does that?
And so you go to what, substack.com and set up in a free account?
So
Yeah.
then the place where everybody gets videos.
YouTube.
YouTube, like
Yeah.
YouTube, like
Uh-huh.
I want a particular YouTube, I want to watch a certain movie or a certain video. And you eventually you find it after, I think it's
Yeah,
kind of like that.
you can subscribe to a particular channel.
And you
Right,
can,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
you
you
get it
don't
every
have
day,
types
or
of content.
twice a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had somebody invite.
So we're, Tree of Life is actually.
Yeah, Tree of Life Sanctuary has its own
Okay.
account, and John is the contributor right now.
Excellent.
And what am I contributing? Because I send it off and I don't remember, but that's because I'm old. So. All
Stop
the,
saying that, John. You don't want to keep saying that about yourself.
so,
That's like an affirmation.
Yeah, you'll get
well,
older.
it's also true.
Well, there you go.
So the divine spirit all of a sudden infects my consciousness with these things that keep coming up on the front burner that seem like, oh, I better write this down.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing that. And the gestation, did you ever go through gestation?
We all.
So
Not good.
So now that I'm pregnant with the divine spirit and
Yes,
thought
beautiful.
and intuition,
That's it.
Birth already.
it came to mind that we need to have a way of looking back in our lives and determining where we hit the forks in the road. And instead of going this way, we went that way, and it was the right feeling, or we were forced to do it, or whatever it was. But it got us to who we are today.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't be where we are today
Yeah.
if we hadn't taken those forks in the road.
Exactly.
Some of them were happy adventures, and some were painful challenges. And I'm sitting in Bellingham wondering, why am I in Bellingham? Well, because of Masters of the Journey and then Tree of Life Sanctuary and all of these annoying things have been sucking me with strong electromagnetic force. And Paula's to blame for a lot of it.
Oh, yeah. That.
Without Paula, none of this foolishness would have happened.
That's right. That's right.
So
You'd be
anyhow,
stuck watching daytime TV.
well,
Yeah.
except there aren't any pharmaceutical commercials between segments. There's just the pharmaceuticals. Anyhow, I'm having a ball, and it's been keeping me busy and not out of trouble, but in the right kind of trouble.
Good. That's
Brilliant.
excellent. That is really, really good to hear.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you so much for everything, John. Yeah, everything. Your
Be
energy,
careful what you
enthusiasm.
Yes.
be careful what you ask for. That's really important. And be careful doesn't imply, oh, you might get hurt. It implies make sure that you ask the best you can for what you think you want right now, knowing though that it might shift, because when it starts approaching us, we go, oh my God, that's not exactly what I wanted. Let me go back here and revise this. That's part of the process. And then let it go, let it run, and be ready for the next level of it.
Yeah.
So, and you're really good at that. Yeah.
Despite being so old.
You know, the topic of old is like, how do we define it as individuals?
Yeah.
Old, I think, like recently this phrase came to me of the rising of the ancients. That's how I would feel when I get out of the chair, That's what it came to me. But I was getting out of a chair so I could go hug another older friend,
Yeah.
But it's really what's happening in our golden years, as they used to call it, is we are becoming more free and allowing ourselves to be more authentic. So I think old is a good thing.
Yeah.
Myself.
I just think somebody was wrong when they called them the golden years.
I heard that was all, e-bottles and.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I wouldn't describe it as the golden years.
Not the golden years.
How many years young are you?
Yes. How many years of life have you lived?
I'm in my 76.
So you're 76 years young.
Yeah.
Well, physically,
Yes.
and
Mentally, he's still 12.
I'm 7,
Oh,
Seven.
emotionally 7.
Mhm.
And I had a conversation with my girlfriend Jessica, and it's almost an argument because she won't give me children, because our,
She's giving you grandchildren.
well, we wanted aunts and uncles for the grandchildren that are younger than them, but she's not gonna lift me on those.
Don't blame her.
No,
I mean,
I,
they're
Not
not
at this
as
stage of the
passive as
game.
well.
and I don't want to be up in the middle of the night doing stuff either, but that's.
Really?
It's
Jesse knows about that.
Small price to
Most
pay.
recent member of that.
Chop.
Okay, John, thank you. It's always a delight. Thank you so much.
No, but
Yes,
I didn't expect it to come at me as wonderfully and as powerfully as it has.
well, I'm glad it was a pleasant surprise. I mean, that's how it's ideally we want it to be.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
it makes me feel productive sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, we all need that feeling.
Okay, I'm not gonna say what the other
Okay,
stuff is.
okay, hold, yeah. It's like Robin Williams, he has to be told before he died. Okay, so who else would like to share? And Paula, if you want to just say, I'll do it. And what is summer producing for all of you that are in this game with the Tree of Life Sanctuary?
Well,
Well,
I will.
I can talk next.
Okay,
So, yeah, I went and I got a bunch of tests done this week just to see how I'm doing from all the treatments I got earlier in the spring. And so far, one of the results is really good, and I'm waiting for another one.
yes,
So for the summer, I'm trying to maintain everything the way it is and to keep growing stronger.
Yes.
that's great, Paula.
So it is really great. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm chomping at the bit is the phrase I wanted to say here, to have you back here doing your thing
Yeah.
Yeah.
physically. You're energetically here.
Yeah, I have to wait for my immune system to catch up though, because my immune
Yes.
system is not doing anything yet.
Oh,
So,
I know how to be patient.
yeah.
Get it. And
But otherwise,
Sam is doing an excellent job holding the space for the
yeah, she is.
volunteer work, yeah, and the event work. Yes. Thank you.
Good,
Yes.
good. Yeah, so I'm just really looking forward to things getting better and then in the fall I'll be getting my childhood vaccines again and all that stuff. And then as everything kind of jumps in, starts doing its thing, then I'll be able to be around people again. So
Yes.
unless
Yeah.
I go outside for a walk, I can always do that.
Yes. Yes. Can you go outside for a walk with a person?
Yeah,
Okay,
yep.
it's good to know.
Your energy is as vibrant and alive as ever. It maybe more so. You're beaming. It's wonderful to see
Yeah,
you.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm fine. I feel fine. Except, I just have to be mindful of what my body needs. So,
Good. That's awesome. Thank you, Paula. Thank you for being here, being you. Who else?
I'll share what my intent this entire year has been to, just become all of who I am, releasing that veil and getting to the, core of who I am. I've been working with a therapist, and one of the tools that she uses is, I think it's the EMDR.
Oh, yes, I've
Mm-hmm.
experienced that.
And so I did that, the last time I went to see her. And I used it as a visual tool, and there was so much that came out of it. And one of them, I was just feeling this wonderful, light surrounding me, and like a big hug, that just went all down my body. And then at my feet sat Yeshua, and he put his hands on my feet. And it was just like this wonderful energy that, I felt. And after that, I can tell that things are moving
Oh,
and things are happening,
great.
So it's finally, and there's nothing I can say that's specific, but there's evidence that it's moving and things are happening. So, I mean, there's been some challenges too, but I don't know. I feel like my whole life has been about facing challenges and finding the strength inside to face them without getting involved in the energy of them. Sometimes that's hard, but still being strong within that. So, so that's what I'll say. And I feel like, the intent that I put down, there were a lot of things I put in that prayers for all of us to, receive exactly what we need. And I feel like that's coming to pass. So, yeah.
So happy for you. Awesome. That's a powerful experience what you described.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
years ago, I had a visualization. I was in a class and he appeared, and I just feel so connected to his love, to the love that he brought to us and continues to bring to everyone who is willing to connect
To
with
be
it,
open to it.
Yeah. And so it was a real blessing. Wow, it really brought tears to my eyes. It brought tears to my therapist too.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So, I guess one thing I would like to say about that technique, because visualization is something that I use when I'm using healing tools. But to have something like that EMDR where you could just kind of let the energy just surround you and bring these things up, I found it really powerful.
Yeah.
So I love that tool.
It creates a really safe field
Yeah.
of energy.
And I deal with energy. Energy is my thing. I can read energy, especially with people and situations, and to be able to feel that energy, and feel like it's being guided.
Yeah,
That's what I really like.
that's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's what EMDR stands for.
Pardon me?
EMDR, does that stand for?
EMDR.
Eye
Movement. Yeah, eye movement.
Activation and
Thank you.
processing.
What does the D stand for?
Eye movement desensitization, desensitization and reprocessing is a structured form of
Yeah.
psychotherapy
Yeah.
for stable patients
Yeah.
with PTSD resolve upsetting memories.
And you actually, the technique actually involves the movement of your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, she doesn't use that. She uses the headphones, and I close my eyes, and then the things that go on your fingers
Okay.
that makes the energy,
Okay.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
something that's happening with the senses, just maybe not the eye left or right.
Right.
Other
Tracking
senses
your
are
senses,
being-
Right, and I bet the earphones are a replacement for the eye
It could
movement,
be.
Maybe left.
because you can feel, the energy, the
Yeah.
movement of the energy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, anybody else? Do you have anything you want to share? About how things are going?
In terms of my vision bout, like I feel like it's really interesting because a lot of the images on there are things that are exciting to me and that I'm excited about. And my main goal and intention was to enjoy the process and the journey. And it's been I think I'm still in a phase of that journey where like I can't get to those things. Like they're still kind of out of reach time wise and energy wise, both with my commitment to my kids and my family and of our kind of homestead adventure. And so with summer and with things growing outside, a lot of my attention has to be there and a lot of my energy. And it feels like though like I have been able to enjoy the process more. And I think that has a lot to do with being well, it's a habit and like an intention, but also like a trust in the process instead of wishing that I was further along in some of my ideas and
Yeah.
interests.
That is so key, Jesse.
Yeah.
Such a key distinction.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I feel like I'm at. And I think with my surgery and getting my gallbladder removed, recovering from that and being in a place where I'm still trying to figure out what my body is asking for and doesn't want. I'm starting, it's like a reconciliation of the last few years where I think that I was just managing those symptoms and I was doing a good job, but like every few days, like I'd have a crash.
Right.
And I wouldn't know what I was going through. So for 2 years, like trying to like be a dad, be a husband, be a homestead manager, right? And an equal partner in our house things, there was like a lot of self guilt and self like judgment.
Yes.
And as I've been seeing myself have the energy and have the mental clarity and the physical ability to like move forward on things that have just been stagnating and growing bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
While they are bigger than I want them to be, and like there's a lot of junk removal and maintenance that I'm removing to get to those kind of projects. As I'm doing that, I'm finding myself realizing and just letting go of a lot of that judgment and goes like I was doing the best I could.
Yep.
And while I would have wanted to be further along or somewhere else, like I can still like acknowledge those feelings, but it wasn't me. Like there's nothing mentally I could have done better. It was this physical thing that I was managing to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Yeah.
acknowledge that so much of the energy that you were focused on managing and doing better. And look how well you did in spite of all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? Now that can be redirected.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
That's where I'm at. Yeah.
You changed the game you were playing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something, Nick?
No, just,
Oh, okay.
still working on
I
some things.
thought I heard you speak. Thought I might
No,
have
no,
interrupted
it's
you.
I might
Okay.
have commented on what somebody else might have said. Can Paula hear us? Okay.
Yes, you can hear us, right, Paula?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's good. Well, it's a good system once it comes up.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sam, for
I want to just point out how this was an example of the kinds of problems that can present themselves in our lives. And this, if you just keep believing there's a solution and you just got to allow space for it to show up and your persistence. Look, Laura, look. It's like, oh God, that's right. That is the password. It's like we got to get out of our own way when we have problems in our life so that the solution could come. And it usually requires more than just one cell.
Yeah.
Something help. It's always
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
on on another scale, for context, that happens 20 or 30 times every day that the 3 volunteers get together.
That's right. That's true.
And so somebody will say, I can't, what is this book, how to classify it?
Uh-huh.
27 different spaces, all the information or however many spaces there are now.
Uh-huh,
And, back and forth, solve the problem, work on it, then on to the next problem.
yep, that's it.
But we're getting over 3,000 books, into the system. Which means someday
Yep,
a patron will glide into the library,
uh-huh,
swoosh something across a barcode
yeah,
and maybe another barcode to identify them and
uh-huh,
check out one.
there you go.
Yeah.
It's nearby, it's,
In a few minutes.
it's really
But
close
it takes
to happen.
just incredible patience with each
Yeah.
and every book
Wow.
that is donated. And
Yes,
not that it's a problem, we're grateful for donations, but
yeah,
it's just learning as we go along.
yep, yep,
So it's a process. I feel like I've grown a little bit every time I finish a session of volunteering in the library.
oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
Working a little bit on a couple of personal health issues, which are kind of mild compared to what some people are going through. One is foot.
Doesn't matter.
Take a trip to the podiatrist early next month, and
Ah.
see if we deal with a corn on the bottom of the foot
All right,
thing. And the other is cataract.
oh, yes, you
Something
mentioned that
there.
before.
So, in fact, since you have to look at books to classify and to do the work we do, Laura graciously ordered up a nice lighted magnifying.
Oh, mm,
Nice.
Yeah,
Essential.
nice.
mhm,
Just blow up
yeah,
alphanumeric characters, but to bring light to more light.
yes,
to-
yeah,
So that little things, little detail
yeah,
things like that.
yeah,
But I'm finding I don't read as much, I'll admit, but I'm finding that I draw energy more now from something I do with larger muscles,
mhm.
walking.
Ah,
And I'm up to about 2 miles a day.
that's
Nice.
great.
Sometimes push that to 3 or even 4.
Uh-huh.
And having moved to this neighborhood, Cordata,
Mhm.
9 months ago, found a trail that is just north of the community college. It goes north through a rather nice wooded section where you can just, all that energy you've been talking about that comes in the late spring and early summer
Yeah,
just comes at you. Not just the sound of the birds and
oh, yeah,
the rest, but the blooms coming and going and plants doing what they do. Coming out and just breathing that all in, absorbing energy
that is so
each day.
cool.
So that's starts my day, and then I may expand it to some other part of Bellingham.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's a wonderful way to start your,
Yeah.
the day, every day is a new opportunity to take in life.
Right.
And
And I've just found that walking in usually hopefully a quiet, pretty serene setting,
Yeah.
which Bellingham is full of,
yeah,
Mhm.
is way to get started. And draw in energy and hopefully exude some
Yeah.
energy.
that's great.
So yeah. So it's something I've it just dawned on me. I'm getting it other ways now
Yes,
and then I'll put on hold the things I do with the eyes. I'm not,
yes,
just not doing as much, but I can still do things. I can still process books and
obviously, yeah,
and the foot is just that pain comes and goes. On a good day, I could cover 2-3 miles.
that is
And
amazing.
then, like I said, there'll be trips to podiatrist and to the eyes, the ophthalmologist, and see
Okay,
what develops.
all right.
Yeah,
Well, keep us updated so
I
we
will.
can send you lots of positive energy.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Yeah,
All of us want all of us to be functioning at our ideal best. In whatever circumstance we're currently in. Well, for myself, I'll just say briefly that pretty much all of you already know how full my life is because I send an email out to most of you saying, hey, I have no email today till tonight. If you need me, you gotta text me. And it's all good. I'm grateful for my life and every part of it. The things that are shifting is people are all the things that need to be changed so that my efforts to stay organized gets better. So I'm having my home office renovated so that I can be more able to separate work, like different workstations. Tree of Life Sanctuary versus Abernathy versus Laura's business kind of thing. And filing systems. And also having my helper be able to come back in August to help me stay organized and stuff like that. So that's in motion. Caring for my beloved husband is going really well. I am looking for a caregiver to hire occasionally. So if any of you know somebody that's trained and taking care of somebody that's in that kind of circumstance, I'd like to know. I'm looking for referrals so we can interview people. So, yeah. Jan, was there anything that you wanted to share before we move to the next part?
No, I'm good.
Okay, we all know how wonderful your life is. Your boyfriend showed up. Yeah,
Really?
she has a boyfriend. Yeah.
Not expecting it.
Wow. Maybe you have something to share too?
Be R-rated.
How did he show up?
Neighbor, really helpful, really friendly. And
Oh my God.
we got together for TV show that I've never seen, and he thinks it's the greatest thing. So we started watching it and made a couple.
One thing led to another.
Yeah.
Well, now.
He's got a sense of humor and yeah.
I'm so happy for
He
you.
takes care of me, actually clipped my toenails for me. This morning. And said, I'm gonna wear sandals.
That's awesome.
That's great. So he's taking care of me.
That's a great gift at this stage of the game, isn't it?
What a happy outcome for your
Number 12 seems to be my perfect number.
Yeah, that's right.
Bet it doesn't now. Well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's wonderful,
Good for you.
Jan.
thank you.
Yeah, couldn't let that go by. Okay,
That's
so
It is exciting.
I just wanted to say one more thing and then we'll take a break. One of the key things that is really important to me in terms of sharing with this concept of having to recognize and for us to embrace the fact that we create our reality as individuals. There's a quote I want to share with you, and it's by a person named Yakov Cohen. And I apologize, I don't know anything. I don't know who this person is. I just saw the quote and I wrote his name down. This is true freedom, our ability to shape reality. We have the power to initiate, create, and change reality rather than only react and survive it. How can we all educate our children to true freedom? Teach them not to look at reality as defining their acts, but to look at their acts as defining reality. And that touches, for me, into the concept of our life purpose. And John and I lead that once a month now. We have a virtual gathering on that focus. And I just would like to wrap up our summer discussion with proposing a few thought-provoking questions. How willing are you to know your life purpose? That's a really big one. And can you give it that willingness a scale number from 1 to 5? Because that will tell you how ready you are to really get it. If your willingness is 5, then you're probably on the edge of it. If your willingness is 1, then what is it that is in the way? What would have to change for it to move up to a 2? For you to know your life purpose? So those are just some things to reflect on. And maybe you already know your life purpose, but there might be layers of it that aren't quite clear. So I just would encourage everyone that's watching the recording and those of us here live to just maybe to carry that through the summer. What's your passion? What are your strengths? What do others say about you and your strengths? And what do you know about your strengths? Those are the kinds of points of thought that will help. Okay, so let's take a break. Go ahead and have some cookies and stuff. Actually, if you want, I can just share the last thing I wanted to share, and then we can just sort of have the free for all.
Yeah.
We are getting ready to be hiring either an employee or a contractor, not quite sure for either of these positions, but they will be part-time. One is an events manager. That's probably going to be more like contractor, but it could be employee, mostly to help out while Paula is recovering, returning to her full health, and also Sam, who has a full plate running the library and could use some help with events, setting up and things like that. So that's one position that's coming up. The other one is called our resource development manager. Now, this person is that for those who aren't familiar with the not-for-profit language, that's the person that brings in donated funds to a not-for-profit. And there's different avenues for that. There's corporate support and alliances. There are grants. And then there are individual donations. And they all require other things like events, raffle events, or silent auctions, things like that. And we especially once we get the blinds in here and it looks nicer in here, and the library is fully functioning. We want to have this new person in place and ready to go. So we want to get them hired within a month is my ideal goal.
Mm-hmm.
We're still, I and Ginny Lang, who's working with me on the job description, we're getting that really fine tuned, and then I just got to run it by the board members to get pre-approval. And so this person that's coming on board is holding from my perspective, the portal for the abundance to come in to make it so we can go beyond our 5-year mission. Up to now, Jim and I have been the Bank of Abernathy, which has been a wonderful way for us to fulfill our life purpose. And we will continue to be part of that. However, we need to start being operating as a normal nonprofit.
Yeah.
Which means multiple avenues of donations. So if any of you know somebody, or if somebody pops up in front of you that might be a good candidate for this position, please send me an email at the president at treeoflifesanctuary.org. Okay? So I think that covers it. On the agenda, there's upcoming things that are for our events here, offerings. One is going to happen probably in July. Sam from Karma Cards, there's a Sam over there too. Boy, there's Sams everywhere around here. The Benjamins, no, never mind. I was getting that confused with somebody else. Anyway, the Sam from Karma Cards is going to do a crystal presentation here. Yeah, so that's one thing. And then, of course, we have others on here that are coming up that are going to be developed once we have an event manager to manage that. And then we also have our regular monthly virtual gatherings. So those are on here: Life Purpose and Legacy with John and I, Masters of the Journey with John, and Hermetic Kabbalah Self-Study Group with myself. And Fall Equinox is coming up in September. And winter solstice is on here too. Does anybody have any questions about anything before I say, let's have cookies and coffee and play?
Something comes to mind because the solar solstice
Mhm.
is early in the morning for us tomorrow, which makes it one of the longest days in the northern hemisphere
Yes.
as far as the sunshine, the unconditional light and energy. Perhaps we could even see it as the divine spirit's unconditional love is shining on us. And that energy is to warm us and to heal us and to lessen the darkness in the various parts of our
Oh,
lives.
yeah.
And with that energy, I mean, it can be frenetic, but I think we can also tap it and perhaps use it to heal ourselves and the people that we know and the communities that we dwell within.
Yeah.
The light and the love can be at its brightest, and we can carry that forward through
Yes.
the rest of the year if we just sort of soak it in this high energy time. And so I celebrate the solstice because the light is definitely going to be in the heavens well beyond my bedtime.
Yes, it will, for sure. Thanks, John. Okay, thank you so much for joining us, and I'm gonna wrap up the recording. If you want to know more about us, please just send us an email, info@travelifesanctuary.org. Bye.
Bye, everybody.